driving my life away, looking for a better way. Hi, welcome to my tube. My name's Marge. I'm a Hilk empath. I just like having these little talks on the way I feel about that. This is a song I'm listening to right now. Squirrels are dropping, trees dropping branches. It's fall. Things are falling, man. Things are falling. In a place, out of place. In a place here. We got a place. Yay! A happy report. I'm trying to stay on the earth plane. See, because for people like me, getting way up here, getting too excited about things, it ain't never easy because, oh, this could happen and this could happen. I'm a dreamer, see? It's what we do. We dream. Then every now and again, reality will line up with our dreams. It's cool. So, but, with everything good, there's the dip. So I like to mind the dip. The squirrel's up. He's up in his nest. His nest is right. You can see him in his nest. It's right there. His little head was popping up. Like, come over this way. He's right. There's like red stuff where he is. I can't. It's real. He's right here because he put his nest right there because the sun comes in. What's up, Nubs? Hey, Nubs, we're moving. I'll leave turnover. I'll tell the nice lady moving in that you're up there and that your house is up there. He gets all like, I give him all like the end of the bread because Mom and I don't like the ends of the loaves of bread, so he gets them. He gets like when I finish the broccoli and like apple cores, he gets all that. They all get them. So we got our own little. I'm gonna miss that little guy, but I got lots of pictures of him. So I'm not gonna get too big into the story. I will share a couple of synchronicities that happened with this. One was that I applied on 10/5. And 10/5 is in the address. I was like, wow, God is good. I'm going to take a minute. God's already here, but can you see the rays of light? That's God coming in. It's coming in this way. It's coming in that way. It comes in every kind of way. It comes in directions you don't expect. That was one synchronicity. Another was, I got a text message this morning because the house it's about, it's under 50 miles from Mount Shasta. So it's about a 30-40 minute drive to Mount Shasta. So that tells me that dreams that I have of meeting these people on the trail, they're closer to coming true. Marge Astrology, you want to come out? Violet, you people want to come out and visit? There's places to stay all over Mount Shasta. I'll meet you on the trail, man. I'll bring some of my cookies. I got, and I'll bring, what I'm going to do? I'm going to get camera cards to go in my Nikon. I'm going to buy them in like bulk, see if I get like packs of 20 and just put like 4 gigs, a bunch of 4 gigs or 2 gigs in my pocket, and then just go out on the trailer and come across to meet people and just, hey, I'd love to give you a picture, and then take a couple pictures of them. And then give them the camera card, my business card, or even have snapnacks put on the little camera cards with my number on it and my PayPal. Just pay me what you think they're worth, and if you like them, just a gratuity, $5. But if you like it, if we have a good exchange, then call me up. If you're any place around Northern California, and if I got someone to hang out with Mom, I'll grab my camera cards, and you can it's like a library, see, because it's your stuff. I don't want your stuff. I'm not going to edit it. If you want to have someone to edit it and do all that stuff, that's your free will. I don't, I like it raw, so I'll give, every time we meet, you give me the camera card and then give it back to you, and then that way I can, be at people, oh, hey, we want to hang out, and hey, if you got birthday parties, I'll bake you a cake. I'll bring a cake along. Tell me what your favorite things are. I'll make you a cake. Everybody deserves a birthday cake, Celebrating life, is that what we're stepping back into? We are. We are. People gotta allow the receiving of the good stuff, because to a lot of us skittish people, man, the good stuff, that shit's scary as shit, because we just know that something's gonna blow up. Because, well, that's what our experience has led us to, but where everybody's getting to a place where they're finding God, they're coming to their Jesus. You take the reins, man. You take it, because I can't do it. That's why, like, sometimes when I watch my videos and I'm like, oh, I'm so scared, I'm so mad, and I'm going through my emotions, I gotta remember in those moments that there is another side. And then sometimes later in the calm of it, meditate state, and I recognize that there's another side, and I'll picture myself in the backyard of the next place, wherever it is, and then you know, act like I'm there. Act as if you're through the dark night of the shadow. Act as if you're on the other side. Sometimes we get so much, because we are so stuck in it, because we are in our own heads. I told a guy this morning, he was like, I'm making myself crazy. I'm like, go bake some cookies and bring them to an elder in your neighborhood and invite them to eat the cookies and let them tell you stories about their life and the things that they saw and where they've been. Because they are the keepers of the knowledge that, you know, they've been trying to wipe out history for years. So it's all about the elders, man. I made some notes. I've been listening to Pandora because it's more random than my shuffle. God, I was pinging this morning, man. I was so fired up. I got a text message about 5 o'clock. And it's like, I'm happy to report that your application has been approved by me. And I was like, right on. You know? And then it took me a minute, you know, to just, because it's like, wow. It's just exhale, because I've been I've been reminding myself to breathe and catching myself that I could breathe, because I've been holding my breath for a while. And another thing I did today is I got to pay off a $900 freaking city bill. I've been paying it down, but like 2 months ago, I had it down to like 600 and something, because it was 1,300. And I've been, every couple weeks, I was like, well, maybe I'm going to end up staying here. You know, and plus, this is my bill. I got it. This is my debt. This is my karmic. You know, you don't want the retribution to this to carry over in the next chapter of your life. So you got to clean this shit up. So I started paying it off, and I got to pay that off today. And then when it was like, okay, you got to move, I was like, all right, well, I need all funds to move, and then I'll hit that back up, you know, with the leftover, right? So now I got a better idea of things, and so I was able to pay that off today. And I'm like, I'm still gonna go do laundry at the laundromat. So, oh, I made notes. Yeah, so it's just, I got it. I'm like up here right now, and I can't stand when people are so excited. Everything's great, look at it, it's fine. Because, you know, it don't, everything passes. This too shall pass, even all the good shit. So I just like to try and stay a particular size where I don't get too big or be too small. So God is in the room. Seems like people in smaller. Elation is a good on the organs, fury is bad. I was thinking about that today. I was all excited this morning when Mom woke up, you know, and that's why so many people are unhealthy, is because they don't, the vibrational frequency between yay, surprise, all the good stuff, love, I love you so much, I haven't seen you so long, blah blah blah, all that to us trauma kids is the same as freaking people, you know, kids getting their faces. I mean, nasty stuff. You know, I'm not gonna get into it, but horrific side. It's it's trauma and surprise, all that shock and awe. It's all up here. But some people receive it from, oh, every year surprise, or you know, all the good stuff. A lot of people do. And then some of us have a different spectrum, a different perspective of our life, and we've been seeing shit from the get-go. And so everybody's, you know, and then they're trying to create one earth for everybody instead of creating an earth where everybody on it can be comfortable in some capacity and have freedom to explore things. All of these rules, regulations, and swinger and winners smacking our faces all the time. So things are evening out because everybody's coming into balance within themselves. They're resolving the masculine energies within themselves, and they're allowing the spiteful, mean, the people fight their anger every day like me are dropping it, and that is so much easier on the organs, on the organs. And that's what's been hard is because I've been trying to. I know that how what it does to the body. I've always studied the body and health and the endocrine because because I know how I've always been into systems, and we're just the ultimate system. But people freaking throw wrenches into their system by freaking eating shit, chasing sensations, consuming freaking drugs and sex and just all this lower vibrational freaking stimuli that keeps them down here in a monotone, and life is this. Life is up, life is down, life is, and we take our heartbeat and we put that into our life, decided, based on if you're high vibrational or low vibrational, and everybody serves a purpose. Sometimes I'm sometimes the angel, sometimes I'm the little demon. We all got this duality on our shoulder, but it's which one are you listening to more? Who's driving you? That little voice, just go smack him, and then, that when you're like, have people been in the faces with other people, and it's just like, you're right there, and it's just like the first one, just go ahead, just make the first move, and then people like do this to get you to hit them, and then you like get spooked and react, then okay, that's it, See, but people haven't fought and stuff a lot. This is like playground rules shit, man. Did the bossy bitches on the playground say, be nice, break it up? Those guys are the HCRs to me. The ones that are so in ego. Yeah. With the freaking barrettes and the hair perfect. There ain't nothing wrong with that, right? Yeah. Ain't no shadow there, right? So, elation is good on the organs, fury is bad. So, yeah, when that, I got that this morning, it was just like my density, literally my energy field. I could have freaking levitated, probably. I was like, okay, anchor activate. Activate, because I get too much in my ego. I start feeling too good. You get too much comfortable, and then that's when I do so, and then like I blow up my life. So just take it down a notch there, turbo. I have a mind that is not good. I mean, structure is good for people like me. It is. Structure is good. But doing the same thing over and over and over makes my third eye twitch. So, as a result, I like to mix things up. And, Mom likes to stay close to home, so I mix things up by, like, the food we eat. This morning that's one of the reasons why I was like, I don't like setting these times because I gotta allow, because I don't, Mom got up early, so it just kept, I didn't worry about this. And I'm just like, finally I was like, shoot, I was supposed to start that live. And then I started making this my priority because Mom was settled and the dogs are settled into their morning places and stuff like that. And but I don't, if I was, I'd be thinking about, I gotta go do stuff, and I wouldn't be present. So I made some scrambled eggs, they're real good, and broccoli, that's what she's pretty much every morning, broccoli and scrambled eggs. But I fried up, or cooked, not fried, but cooked up some little mini corn tortillas, and we had like little mini tacos, breakfast tacos, And then I was like, Mom, and then what I'm going to do, because I'm used to cooking for a lot of people, being in Crap USA and freaking, hanging out with my friends at Bill W., our mutual friends. There's always stuff doing. I saw a little butterfly. There's always like potlucks and coffees and, celebrations and occasions and stuff. So I love cooking and baking and just sharing my tasty wares. And so I'll make a lot. And I'm moving to such a small community that I'll take them down to the, here, let me know who needs it. There's like Native American tribe stuff. I'm going to go in. I'm going to go into these businesses in the community, and I'm going to introduce myself and let these people know that if they need anything in the way of technology, I'm tech support for 5D, y'all. And or whatever services I have, I am here to help make this community a positive space. And then that hopefully will shine out, and then people, when they open the world up again, because it's going to open up, it's going to be huge, and all these people come and visit Mount Shasta. I'll come eat on the trail, man. I'll come eat on the trail. It's going to be great. But today's first things first. I was listening to Without Me, Halsey. I got a little caught up there. I'm good. See, we're just like, we're easily impressionable, Sometimes, like, that's why I've listened to my shuffle. And I don't like my shuffle because I'll be going in a flow and then like AC/DC will come on. I'm like, that ain't right. So I'm leaving it more ransom. Squirrel! What up, dude? Maybe I'll come back and visit, homie. Are you talking? I've always been divine. That's why, and then it's like, I was talking to Mom this morning, I said, and then he gets so mad because when people like stand on stage and they're like, this is what I did, all that ego stuff, because nothing I've ever done in my life, ever, in all of the stories of my life, has ever, it's always been on the strength of God. Always. And I need to act accordingly more often. So whenever I go out in the world and I want to use my spiteful, freaking vindictive, egomaniacal tongue to cut somebody down to size, I gotta remind, vengeance is mine, saith the Lord. It's not my. Alright, drop my anger rock. That's it. Because when I get mad, shit breaks, man. Shit breaks when I get mad. I'm one of those. Because I got, and it's got to go somewhere. Because that's how energy is. That's why when we pass on and reincarnate, we don't die. We just go out into the solar system and hang out with our cellular family until something like this happens. Till someone like Marge gets a picture. I'm gonna post this on crap on Instacrap later. It was so cool. I showed it to Mom this morning. I'm like, Mom, check this out. It'll be easier if I show it. It's not gonna show. But I got these beams of light. Okay. Now these beams of light are going in like every direction. The sun's over here, up over here, but it was coming in from this way, it was coming on this way, and coming in from this way because of all the mirrors and reflecting off like windows and stuff. Like below the fence down here, along the fence down there, they could grow food here that needs like sunlight, like a couple hours sunlight, because it hits perfectly on these windows. And so it's getting direct sunlight, It's all this stuff because we're going back to grassroots, folks. It's so cool. I did a talk like 3 years ago called head shaking episode, Getting Back to Grassroots. Something like that. And I'm like, we're going back to small community, people living locally and making their own local heaven on earth. And then because we have the connectivity of technology and things like that, we're connecting. I'm connecting with people all over the world, and they can come to Mount Shasta and visit. And if they're cool and want to hang out, maybe they'll invite me to where they are from. And then it's all connecting the world. We are all connected. I am of the belief system. I don't know if it's connected to any denomination or like sect, religion, or anything like that. I ain't connected to any politics, organization, religion, nothing like that. I think there's good and bad in everything. Some shit just has a little bit more bad in it than I care to deal with. So, I believe that time is endless. Time ain't a thing. Time is something that people with opposable thumbs that were supposed to take care instead of charge of things made up. So we are all like, I've been so toxic to people, but without the knowing that the people I'm toxic to, I'm going to come back into life and I'm going to be that person. So I'm going to have to meet me and be like, what a crazy person. You know what I mean? And have to deal with me. And like, I got to be all kind of, all, that's why I'm like, my dogs are my family. Because when I look in the face of Benny, or I listen to hear Tucker in the middle of the night, I got this last night. Oh my God, I think he has a deviated septum. God bless him, because I might got like 5-7 years with them. I mean, if I'm lucky, because they're like 10, 11, and my last guy was 17, and we never know how long we got with anything. That's why I just love them as hard as I can every day. Where's my picture? This was funny. So I'm going to post that picture of all those sunbeams because it was just so freaking... I'm like, that's what God does. He'll come out you from this way. He'll come out you from that way. And don't underestimate him and don't put stuff on it because you're going to sell yourself short. Because you can't do what God does. You can only do a little. But he got all the power. And we're just like a little mirror on the disco ball. I got cool pictures of Saturn last night too. It's freaking rad. Where's the video? Did I not get it? Where is it? I gotta be careful. Like, I'm doing weird stuff and like I'm like getting more fit and like my body is changing and shifting, so my jaw's different and I'm catching myself. I sleep well, like my mouth open. A lot of people grit their teeth and stuff like that, but I meditate and stuff like that, and I've learned to relax jaw just because there's so much stress and it hurts people's heads and faces and it makes you age and look old and wrinkled. So see, I just have always learned, ways to freaking be at ease because I've always been so wound tight. So wound tight. So wound tight. So I mealed. I saw this car yesterday too. I don't want to show the license plate. I got one that it was blacked out. It was like a 68 or 69. It was pretty freaking sweet. The other ones I'll post up like on Instagram with a series of them, but it's his license plates in them, and when I asked if I could take pictures of it, then there's my old house in Nebraska. I emailed this to the guy that I applied for my rental and said, although that's wrong. It was 2331. That's not right. That's on Google. But the little white picture, I almost took that sign when I left. It was a hanging white sign, 2331, but it needed to stay with the house. It was adorable. I sent him a picture of that, and I said I got a green thumb, and I take really good care. This was my place in Omaha. I got a green thumb, and I take me too. Because that's, I was like, this is all me. Please let me live in your house. And it's funny, when I got the text message, this house is in Northern California, okay? This is how God works and lets me know, okay, Marge, this is how divinity works. I was like, that address, that area code, I'm all about area codes. I look people up, stuff like that. And like, that area code is really familiar. and there's 2 area codes in Nebraska. Mine was always 402. So area code in Nebraska. Booyah. That was another synchronicity from... And guess what? How about another one? You want another one? It's on the 45th parallel. It's on the Wairika, that area. It's around Wairika. It's not in Wairika, but it's around Wairika. It's directly... Wairika is the main point, and I looked up Wairika because I know Omaha is 41.25 north and 95 not west, right? And then Wairika. $41.7. and And yeah, I don't even know what else to say. I can't, what do you do with that? Just accept it and recognize that that is God's grace and glory working in my life. And when I'm like, oh, I'm so scared, I don't know what to do, I'm freaking out. Remember that. Because, good thing I don't do my ugly crying on here. See, Tuesday I see strangers in the faces of these. Okay. The dogs tell me, okay, did I talk about this stuff last night? God bless. Oh, I was going down. I saw this picture. I think I reposted it on Facebook. Face butt. Where you at, face butt? And for every single one of you that has just given me a positive, man, I hope she finds a place. Even if it's just that, thank you. Because it's all been made possible by people like you. Oh, man. I just can't wait to freaking connect with people in a human way again. And you know who just passed through there? He just passed through that area, Paul Butler. Yeah. He's on a soul journey right now. He did meet a dude in Mount Shasta though. Where is it? I was watching Ma and Pa Kettle last night. I grew up watching that. I posted on Facebook and Twitter. Facebook and Twitter this little link at Third Activated on Twitter, Third Eye Activated, 3RD, High Math by Ma and Pa Kettle. Oh my gosh, and people want to wonder why I think differently? It's because I was always I always took in thoughts that were out. You just got to see it, man. It's freaking, it's genius. It's genius is what it is. So that. So I was scrolling through and this came on on my feed, right? And then check this out. I was tripping out because I was. It's in my favorites. Photos, albums, favorites. Oh, I favorite, and in that guy, I see Mom's face, right? Whoops. I see Mom's face, and which gets me into this line of thinking that I've mentioned before, but always bears repeating, is that it's important that we are good to our ancestors for this reason. For this reason. And that is because we are them. All of our ancestors, like, I'll catch myself doing a funny expression or something like that, and then I'll be like, and then I'll find recognition. Like, I've done, I see that recognition. That's a familiar face to me. Because I've done that face. It looks familiar to me. And then, because of genealogy and astrology and stuff, we're related to all these people genetically. So, like, when I, identify with all these freaking witty geniuses and, just freaking saturated myself with the, it's all programming. It's what you're drawn to. I know it's snuff films and all that stuff. I went into it. I'm a light being. I'm a love being, so, I live that terror. I know it exists. And people that don't know it exists wonder if it exists, so they go down that trajectory. And a lot of times they get wrapped up into stuff and they think it's one thing and they think it's another thing. And you're at a party and you're getting loaded and you want to do some of this, you want to do some of that, and they're like gutting humans and stuff like that. And you're like, shoot, boom, welcome to your initiation. Welcome to your initiation. See, just because all this stuff in the world, people don't think it exists, it's because of that shroud of ignorance has made it allowed to be so much bigger. See, because what is we're seeing line up in astrology and bibliology and all the ologies and cosmetology, they all count. All the ologies, calling all the ologies. See, what we're coming out is some freaking crazy, nasty, dirty shit's been going on. Yeah, Ellen has a freaking gorilla sanctuary in South Africa. They got their storylines of people that like to freaking, take shots at, do whatever, in their tuxedos and watch freaking, children in their this incarnate by the hands of freaking sexual acts done by beasts. And it's just, and so all this stuff is coming out. So the whole world that's like, that doesn't happen, that doesn't exist, they're about to lose their shit. Because because Donald Trump is exposing it in a very, very large way. He is light, blasting his light on the darkness. Because he's known as darkness and he's overcome it. See, he don't live that way anymore. He did. Maybe not, and not even to the extent, because I got his same placements, and I know I've danced with darkness and I've dabbled with demons, but there's points of no return, and some people don't have them, because some people close those parts of their aspects of their life off where their innocence was lost in their childhood because of some other reason, but that's another story. I just get lost. I can't wait to talk to other people and so they can tell me different stuff. And because and what I was getting around at is that we're all the versions. Everybody we meet is just a version of us, just not in this earth plane, just in a different plane. And we might meet them in a higher dimension, which are aka layman's term dreams, is our spirits having a different, looking at the perspective of our 3D world, and then you dream and you go through these different levels of consciousness, and then it's like, okay, now I'm in 5D. That's where all the flying and stuff starts. I have the ability of telekinesis. I can do a lighter trick. I can rock a lighter. Yeah. You see people, and then you have the group that are like, that's demon stuff. And I'm just like, fucking, we all got demon stuff. I don't use mine to freaking melt people's brains and shit like that. I'm careful with my words. You think I'm gonna freaking, I don't even like touching shit when I get mad because I know shit breaks. Like, I'll go freaking just like, open hand smack, kind of thing. Just to get that demon out of me. Because I've seen it too many times. People put those demons on people, their kids. It happened to me. Their loved ones. And people's, a lot of darkness in the world. So it's Scorpio season, so people are rectifying with their darkness. So much good stuff happens in the dark. A lot of good stuff. I mean, come on. A lot of good stuff happens. That's where seeds are sown, under the dirt. And you can just elaborate on that. So, I'll just leave it there. So, it ain't all wicked. If people have a wicked heart, they're going to receive things in a wicked way. And so, people are recognizing it. And the thing is ain't nobody past redemption. Everybody can do an about face and live in the light. Just don't eat people today. Whatever it is, that don't harm people today. Don't be curt with people, because they are a representation of you, because you are harming you. And then plus, when you get mad, you're just, and that puts strain and pressure on your organs. You gotta be good to your soul sack. In the Bible, some of the stories are, depending on who's reading the page and how they're interpreting it and how I'm receiving it that day, there's stories about people living to be hundreds of years old. It's because we freaking fill our vessels, our soul sacks, with shit, nasty stuff that tunes out, dulls our frequency, and then that shuts out the light and the reception and receiving God's. Because when you get ideas, see, because I think ideas come in, raise the light. So, because data travels through wires, like technology, fiber optics, it's all electricity, like circuits, and we all have a pulse. So, whoever, me, Carl, and whoever's in the chat, we're all creating a vibrational frequency because of like mindedness. And then so we're transmitting a frequency, and then somebody somewhere is getting a light beam like that. I'll put this on Instagram. Right? Boom! That's what a thought is. We literally get received. I mean, it's so elementary, but people are like, that doesn't happen. I'm like, that's what an idea is. It's a transmit. I mean, that light passed through the sun with all of this knowingness and higher recognition of, oh, this is the fuller scope from up here, and it. And then I'm like, wouldn't that be neat if that happened? Because look at Einstein, to everything that every great, brilliant mind ever thought up was outside of themselves and came in. And evil people are doing some nasty, gnarly shit to conjure up some wicked stuff to keep that storyline of control. Because everybody's figuring out we are autonomous, we are free spirits. We have the power within ourselves to self-governance. Those that aren't will be dealt with accordingly. That's all so nice. Stanley wants out so bad. I'm going to let him out here in a little bit, but there ain't no way I was going to be able to do this because the squirrels are all over. So I'm like, Stanley, let them have their chance. Let them have their chance because he's feeling wicked, man. That's what cats do. Cats are so they don't, unless I ain't never seen a cat so wicked that it was like, because they are like, cats, people have hated cats because they've demonized them as a cat will sit on a baby's chest. It's protecting it is what it's doing, because there's demonic beings that like to suck the breath. There's people, sorry about Anderson Cooper's mom and him, and burst that bubble, so many people are going to get red pilled, and they're just like, oh no, not Anderson Cooper. Look at the kid, the picture of, look how uncomfortable. I'm always looking at the kids, because I was always the kid going, why are people letting this do it? Because the adults consent. Like with Biden and that Bowden, Boo Bowden, with Boo Bowden, that's what I'm calling him, Boo Bowden, and with that 12-year-old girl, and his parents were just, here, take her, and she's just like, God, what am I, and it's just like, your parents just give you away because it's all about deals and business, and he's a dirty creep, Boo Bowden. Trump. So, but so people are gonna have a hard time. So we got to help them heal, and those that have been in the darkness, we got to receive them with love, and that's where we're gonna see where the truth, where the pudding is. Are you gonna be able to freaking receive somebody that's done all that stuff? I am, because I'm hoping that people will receive me, because just because I don't think what I've done to people is that bad doesn't mean I don't, I'm not thinking of the storyline of where they're coming from and their whole lineage and their whole, what I did hurt them, because just like they're not thinking the same way. So, ultimately what's happened is people are going to start having conversations, and air's going to start being clear, and people are going to start paying their bills, I'm like, I haven't not paid my bills because I didn't want to, just fuck them. I mean, I have at one point. I was like that. I was just like, there are these huge, they piss away, on stamps in a day in the whole organization what I make in a year, and shit like that, that stuff people don't even care about, so they don't need my $150. But the thing of it is, they provided a service, and there's a fair exchange, and me, that's an imbalance. So once I start getting more of it, and I stand by it, every All the donations I've ever gotten to the channel, I keep track of. And see, the thing of it is with my ideas, with the food and stuff like that, is people can just, or IT, any IT service, they can just pay like $20 if I'm there for, or $40 if I'm there for a couple hours. I clean up your system, I speed shit up, I teach you how to watch stuff without everybody watching your stuff. You know, I educate you. You take what you know, you go educate somebody else. Or do that to like the old lady, you know, that's up the street, you know, that she needs help. Get out there and help people, you know. We got plenty of time, stuff to do, you know. It's for fun and for free, and then all the abundance and all the good stuff starts coming in. So my rule of thumb is, for me, people have their own constitution. I have a very long personal constitution. It's written in calligraphy, left and right-handed. And not literally, I could if I wanted, though. I'm only listening to this because I've been getting notifications that protests are starting to land on the Capitol steps. I'm like, why are they doing all this shit in Portland? Don't they know? Do the people that live in Portland know that Salem is the capital? Like, I'm Katie Brown and don't live it. Anyway, so, and I live 2.2 miles. So, and I pay attention to everything. What's that? I wonder what that is. I didn't hear any booms. That's cool. Okay, but I forgot what I was talking about. How long I've been running my mouth. Fragine, hello. No, Gather. I don't know. I ain't into. See, yeah, that's the thing, because I've been to so many huge gatherings. I'm more of a hang out, get a sandwich. We'll grill some steak or whatever, vegetarian, whatever we're into. I'm not that. I don't want to be that person. I don't like gatherings. I don't like big ones. It just spreads me too thin. I gotta pay too much attention to shit and I like orchestra. I like putting them together and recording them and watching them. I've put on God the years of Cornhusker. I used to set up for Cornhusker Roundup for years from like 2002 until like 2007, 2008, 7 is when I quit. Yeah, houseboat would be cool. I know people with houseboats and boats. That's why I'm like so excited, is because I don't have to freaking deal with all the storage and maintenance and stuff like that. I just know people. And my one buddy I'm gonna go fishing with, he was a year behind me in high school. He got, this is the shit that I'm freaking stoked about too, because I'm all about endorsing and promoting what good solid freaking ideas and people and shit like that. And he, no, my Bluetooth turned off. He got a boat and he took it out to Bernie. And I went to the upholstery shop of the guy who he had it done at. Because, of course, he's like, got my boat back, oh my God. Because I'm in upholstery. I'm in maintenance. I was in servicing. I got to I'm all about fabrication and freaking all of it. All of it. I love it. Engineering, car, I like all the girl stuff and I like all the boy stuff too. I just like all this stuff that's all about creating. It makes me mad that people took creativity and then made it such a freaking power play. Made it gross. Nasty. No, but people are coming into their heart. though. So we're going back. The open free markets and stuff, farmers markets and stuff like that. It's really quite beautiful how it can be. Or the other timelines exist if people want to focus on the darkness within themselves. Everybody's absolutely entitled to their own shit. You know, of living the same day over and over. I don't. I can't do it. I can't do it. Swept away. The X. Coexist. Wrap it up on that. Excuse me. Breakfast. I can't. I'm like, why? See, but I kind of had a really good idea. I pretty much kind of let the American dream go back when I was it was early in my recovery, in my sobriety, and so I was just hanging out with people all the time just to distract myself from my own head. And it was in the Midwest, and it was cold, and it was just always out, people smoking outside. It just, it was really cool. It was a good time in my life. Hay rack rides in Bennington and stuff like that, and corn mazes. I never got to do any of that shit. So this is like the first time I'm getting to experience life too, mind you. And I'm doing it sober and free. And I always follow trends and things like that. That's how I read potential. And it's funny because there's a Gallup right there in Omaha, the Gallup poll. And that's what they do, is they get employees that freaking eavesdrop in everybody's conversations out in the real world, and then they collect data based on that. You're in the heartbeat of America. There's military bases, you're getting the heart space of people all over the world, military space right there, where, Looking Glass, what that Operation Looking Glass flew out of, that's where I was stationed, They've been, polls are just collecting data, telling on people, trends, how you get the trends, how do you know what people think? Oh, we ask people and they tell us. Do you have permission? It's always been that stuff, man. It's always been that stuff. Living free or controlling numbers. And data is so fallible. That's funny. I wear this t-shirt today. As a computer professional, I find your faith in technology amusing because, you know why we get different? Do you ever notice why your interface changes, why your screen changes, like your app looks different and stuff like that, where they update it? Well, sometimes shit's broke, and then it looks different again, and they roll it back. Well, what do you think happens when they roll shit back? When they roll things back, what happens to a lot of the stuff between point where it was and there's like, okay, we're working, we collected, this is where it worked, and then at some point there's a point where it breaks, okay, and then they're like, okay, this is where it breaks, but then time's still going, that somebody notices it, that there's outages and people are like saying, hey, we can't do this, we can't do that, and then once they notice it, they go back to the point where they see that it last worked, right? So then they go back to that. So what happens with all this stuff that, people that subscribe, like stuff, it goes away because they roll it back, and people don't think like that. And I do! And I explain it! Flippy flips, swirly twirls. In diddly do I do. So, anyway, my voice is getting tired. I've been running my mouth too long. I'm gonna go rest up, chill with Mom. I'll be back later on. Hope you have a rad day. Peace.